Hello, this is Wayne Kurtz, your Chief Goals Officer. I have a good tip for you today, and it's one that we know very well, but one to consider if you're looking for some improvement in business, some better opportunities in a career, things of that nature. And the old thank you note, I think, is one that we don't see as often as we used to, and I'm not sure if your parents suggested you write thank you notes or your teachers, but hopefully you're mentioning it to your children, the value of a thank you note. I've had a lot of personal experience with it and started really working on thanking people in a written fashion as compared to just typing the email, sending it over. But if you really want to try something different to really see what happens after a year period of time, for those of you who are writing your goals down, and I'm hoping many of you are, it sounds basic, but with all the challenges, especially if you're in business and you're trying to get the proposal accepted by the client and everyone else is bidding on it, if you do something a little different, as we well all know, and pick up a pen and a card. What I use is this is an example of my cards. It's just a simple little card, has my name on the top. You could have the name of your company, whatever else, and then just a simple little envelope. And what I do is I take this card and I will write something personal on it of how much I wanted to thank them for the opportunity if this was a business proposal, and send it in the mail. Handwritten notes, believe it or not, they're accepted so much more. So like when you get a handwritten note and someone thanks you, it's very different than getting just the email. It's common sense, but I would suggest incorporating it into your business. So many per week, so many per month, also in your life generally. And then I think also the example of just when you have a good experience. I think all of us have experienced a good and a bad at a restaurant, right? Having good help, good service, bad food. Same thing at an airport. I'm sure a lot of you spend lots of times in airports if you're traveling. And one of the big challenges is, watching, as I always mention, the people behind the counter, whoever is at whatever airline, and someone goes there and all of a sudden they missed their flight and they're just attacking these people, individuals, the whole group of them, as it was their fault that there's a mechanical on the airplane. A simple thank you note to someone will come back in spades, and it's to do it from your heart as well. It's not just a canned thank you note. But if you want to really separate yourself today, I think it adds a lot of value, and put it in your list. And is it hard to do that many per week? Think about how many people you know. Write one to your mother and your father. Things of that nature. It does provide a lot of benefits. I incorporated it about 7 years ago, and it's amazing how it all comes back. There's plenty of examples. Actually, a pretty interesting book that I read a couple years ago was called 365 Thank Yous. And it was an example of an individual who kind of transformed his life doing thank you notes. So just an idea for the day. Consider writing some thank you notes. It's common sense, but I'm as guilty as anyone else. We should write some thank you notes and record them and see what happens. Many of them will turn into business. Many of those thank you notes will turn into opportunities that you can't even imagine. So give it a try and have a good week on your goals and everything else, and enjoy. Thanks.